to the world 24/7 from Africa, South Sudan, and Uganda.
US President Donald Trump's threatened to, quote, eradicate Hamas if the group fails to uphold his ceasefire deal. It comes after 45 Palestinians were killed in a weekend of deadly Israeli attacks, and as Israel reopens a vital humanitarian crossing to allow much-needed aid into the Strip.
Israel would go in 2 minutes if I asked them to go in. I could tell them, go in and take care of it. But right now we haven't said that. You know, they're violent people. Hamas has been very violent. But they don't have the backing of Iran anymore. They don't have the backing of really anybody anymore. They have to be good. And if they're not good, they'll be eradicated.
Hamas has handed over the body of an Israeli hostage to the Red Cross in Gaza. The remains are now in Israeli custody and they will undergo further forensic testing in Tel Aviv. Hamas has already released 20 living Israeli hostages and handed over the remains of 13 captives. Israeli strikes have hit the village of Jarmaq in southern Lebanon. There have been no reports of casualties. Despite a ceasefire deal in place for nearly a year, Israel has repeatedly struck Lebanon, targeting what it says is Hezbollah infrastructure. The European Union has warned that fresh talks on ending the war in Ukraine will go nowhere unless the bloc is invited. Vladimir Putin is due to meet Donald Trump in Hungary after a phone call between the pair last week. The EU is also concerned Ukraine itself has so far not been invited to discussions. The US president says he doesn't think that Kiev can win the war and that mediation efforts will eventually move forward. Amazon says its cloud services are largely restored after a major outage affected millions worldwide. Amazon Web Services is the world's largest cloud provider, with the outage affecting some of the world's most popular apps and websites. The company says the subsystem that balances heavy network traffic malfunctioned. It affected apps including Zoom, Snapchat and Venmo, with the backlog taking several hours to be addressed. And the world's most visited museum has remained closed for a second day, with French police launching a massive manhunt for 4 suspects who conducted a brazen heist at the Louvre on Sunday. The thieves took just 7 minutes to steal 9 pieces of priceless jewellery, but they dropped the imperial crown of Napoleon III's wife as they fled.